Leo Collective. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. Happy Monday. Welcome to the start of a new week. Let's see what you need to know about this week. I'm going to use this deck here. It's called It's a Beautiful Life. I got it last week. I only used it for Capricorn, I believe, so far. So I think this will be my first time using this deck with you all. And it's by Vibe About It. And I think she makes the best decks. I love her decks. I have a couple of them. I don't use them, though. I need to start using them. So we're going to use one today. All right. Such a professional. She sends you little extra gifts and a handwritten note every time. It's just so sweet. All right, let's see. 3 things you need to know. So I'm going to see if I can link this for those of you who want it. I do have 2 decks coming in from her, I believe today. If not today, they'll be here tomorrow. But anyway, let's see. What you need to know about today is the number 54, unaltered reality. It says you think you can alter your reality without modifications, distortions, or manipulation. You see things as linear and straightforward. Open your mind to the power of the subconscious and its powerful manifestation to change your reality. That's interesting. I've been talking about this ad nauseum on my channel. Okay, so somebody could be 54, born in the year 54. The numbers 5 or 4 or 54 could be significant for some reason. So this is interesting because this is giving very much fixed energy, which obviously you are a fixed sign, much like myself. And so we don't like change. We don't like modifications. We like to know that we do see things in a linear fashion, in a straightforward fashion. However, linear doesn't exist in reality. We make it exist as human beings, but I'm seeing a clock here. So this could be about linear time, wanting something to go in a certain fashion, on a certain time frame, but life is unpredictable. And so this is saying here that you need to open your mind to the power of the subconscious. And I've been saying this, like I said, on my channel for at least about a month and a half now, trying to incorporate more about the law of attraction. I don't want to do it to the point where I'm beating a dead horse, but just to make the point that whatever you imagine for yourself can be, you know, and a lot of times we imagine the worst. So I noticed this just in doing personal readings and connecting with my collective outside of YouTube. You really get to know people. You get to understand their story. And I can relate a lot of times to, especially my Leo collective. I can relate because we're fixed signs and I know how we operate. But one of the things that I try to get across in my readings, and I don't want y'all to think I'm blowing smoke up your butt, because I'm not. Like, I don't even read like that. But when I say like you have the potential for these particular things, it's because you do. And I know a lot of times people listening to readings, they feel like they're just being told what they want to hear. And sometimes that's true. But not on my channel, because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. People get mad sometimes. But I'm going to tell you what I see. But I'm also going to give you the other side of it, because you always have a choice. You always have free will. You always have a choice. So even when things don't look like you want them to look, don't be discouraged by that, okay? So Spirit is wanting you to step outside of the fixed energy and be a little bit more adaptable. We got rest in peace. Number 104. You may have recently gone through a traumatic experience where you have lost someone dearly. It's been hard and difficult to move on from, and at times it seems life is standing still without them. Your loved one wants you to know that they will forever Your loved one wants you to know that you will forever have a guardian angel by your side, and they want you to have the best life. Whatever I've been telling y'all, somebody wants to see you smile. They want you to be happy. Confirmation. This would be Scorpio energy, I guess. It's like giving me the death card. Could have happened in Scorpio season. Could be a Scorpio. October the 4th could be significant. The number 1 or 4 or 104 could be significant. May 4th could be significant. This was yesterday. If you look at the number 5 and 4, today is the 5th, right? Yes, Cinco de Mayo. Okay, let's get one more. So some of you could be, like I've been talking about, I said like the loss of a patriarch or matriarch. It doesn't have to be. Even if this happened a long time ago, it feels like something that could be still weighing on somebody here. All right, then we have the number 51. Downfall equals stuck. Okay, it says do not allow your quote-unquote downfall to dictate your future. You may have struggled and you may have downright failed, but your story isn't over yet. Learn from your mistakes and take hold of your life. There is more to your life journey than meets the eye. Yeah, so something is not over, even if you've lost someone. This death energy here, though, could actually just be the ending of anything. A job. It could be a relationship. It could be a family member or friend or loved one that you lost. Okay, what's at the bottom of the deck? Bottom of the deck, we have the number 98, preoccupied by others. You can't really make out the imagery here because it's upside down. Okay, so I'm seeing a paintbrush. What looks like a paintbrush, a set of teeth, and some lips. Let's look at it this way. Yeah, it's like somebody's mouth here holding a paintbrush, and the paintbrush is kind of crooked. Let's see. All right, so it says, you may feel overwhelmed by the opinions of others, sensing the need to tiptoe around their viewpoints to avoid disrupting their perception of you. Allowing their opinions to dictate your actions will only restrict your aspirations, and living by their rules isn't truly living at all. Stop limiting yourself for the sake of others. Wow, so that's like people pleasing. So I don't know if some of you are doing that, but I understand this could also be energy of someone around you. The number 98 could be significant, maybe even September the 8th or the number 9 or 8. Let's see what you get here. 3 things you need to know. So when it comes to this unaltered reality, I feel like Spirit is telling you to be a bit more imaginative, be more like childlike. You know how children believe they could do anything. They believe they can fly. They believe in, invisible, what do you call those friends that they have? Invisible, not invisible friends. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I can't think of it. Imaginary friends. Okay, let's see what's going on. Now, I ain't telling y'all to have imaginary friends, but I'm just saying, let your imagination run wild here. The 6 of Swords, your spirit guides. So there's something about them wanting to move you away from a trauma bond or a traumatic situation. This is like the calm after the storm. This is also my cruise cards. I don't know if somebody could be going on a cruise here, or this is just a metaphoric journey, a trip, leaving one situation to another, being in a period of transition. This could also represent a move, but this means that you're moving towards calmer waters, peaceful waters. This also talks about not wanting to rock the boat. So with the energy here of like maybe walking on eggshells, that could be something that some of you do to keep the peace. But let's see what the 6 of Swords is. Aquarius, Mercury energy. Then you have the 8 of Wands. I'm seeing something about travel. This is usually a flight, and this is usually a boat. Okay, so I don't know if somebody's traveling. This is showing me the next 8 days or the next 6 weeks. So any time between those two, you could be traveling here. You got Mercury showing up again. Sagittarius and Aquarius, Mercury energy, which we know Mercury is about thoughts and communication. And Mercury is connected to our throat chakra, and that energy, just Gemini energy, which is Mercury, Virgo energy, which is Mercury, can talk about short trips. Some of you have a trip or something planned. Maybe somebody is afraid to fly, or maybe you have a fear of flying. I'm hearing Maya, fear of flying. That's your channel song of the day. So y'all know Maya is a Libra. I don't know if a Libra is significant here, but fear of flying is what I'm getting here, like moving away from something. The 8 of Wands is telling you to strike while the iron is hot. It's telling you to seize an opportunity. Okay, take immediate action. This is something gaining momentum here. The 6 of Swords also talks about learning a lesson. Like I said, leaving a trauma bond, leaving a situation where you felt like you've not been treated well. This can talk about leaving a DV situation, just a hostile environment, somewhere that you just feel like you don't belong. So maybe some of you don't feel like you can't wrap your logical mind around leaving someone or leaving a situation, even if it's a job. This card tells you to, go for it. This 8 of Wands talks about a lot of communication too. So with the spirit guides being here in the communication, you could be getting a lot of spiritual downloads, and you really need to listen and take action on whatever you're being encouraged to do here, even if it feels outside of your comfort zone. Excuse me. Yeah, I just saw that the High Priestess. Definitely listen to your intuition, follow your heart. What's going on here? We got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Virgo, Venus. Let me see this card again. You think you can't alter your reality without modifications, distortions, or manipulations. You see things as linear and straightforward. Open your mind to the power of your subconscious and its powerful manifestation to change your reality. So some of you, I don't know if you have, maybe for some of you, you struggle with like doing things by yourself, because this is a card of independence and self-sufficiency, but it's in reverse, which talks about codependency, right? This could be a job, relationship, something that's been going on for 9 years. For some of you, you work really, really hard, and maybe you don't make enough time for leisure, for play, for fun. This also talks about living beyond your means, financial setbacks, and things of that nature. It also talks about like a gold digger energy, but I don't see anything significant about that based on this card here. Unless you're leaving somebody who's been codependent on you, or leaving somebody who is a gold digger. That could be possible. This talks about working a lot. And it also talks about being fiercely independent. So it could be either the extreme of being codependent or the extreme of being fiercely independent, wanting to do everything on your own. So it talks about financial setbacks. It's funny, before my fiance just left for work, and I was writing out a card, and the card said money woes. So he was like, money woes? I'm like, get out. But it's just interesting that the Nine of Pentacles would come out here. This card also talks about jealousy and envy as well. So I don't feel like this is saying that you're jealous or envious of anyone. I feel like it's more so saying that there's some aspect of your life that feels stuck, because you got a lot of cards here showing me stuck energy. I mean, it does say it's preoccupied by others. You may feel overwhelmed by the opinions of others, sensing the need to tiptoe around the viewpoints. So let's see what else comes out with this, because yeah, the Ten of Wands. Wow. Some of you may have a hard time asking people for help. It's kind of what I'm getting here. You like do things by yourself, even if it's too much on you. Even in the workplace, like you're the kind of person that might be like, I'm just going to do it myself because I don't feel like arguing with anybody, and I don't feel like having to explain myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be a really fiercely independent person, but that puts extra stress on you. This talks about carrying dead weight, being in one-sided relationships. So there's something here that's been stressful, because this Ten of Wands can even talk about struggling and reaching a burnout and making yourself sick. You know, just being exhausted, taking on extra responsibilities and burdens. Now, this could be for some of you that somebody, you've been carrying somebody with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe somebody that doesn't apply themselves. It could even be a child, but I would feel like it would be more so like a grown child, not like a little kid that you're supposed to be responsible for. This is somebody that should be responsible for themselves. This could have been the last 9 years, or for some of you, this is a relationship where you were dealing with, what do they call them? A hobosexual. So you got Sagittarius, Saturn here. And you know, Saturn is the planet that talks about, it can talk about restrictions. It talks about responsibilities. It talks about our reputation. It talks about discipline. So I do feel like for some of you, you have to be mindful, especially this week, about taking on too much. Maybe you're just trying to keep the peace. You don't want to argue. But this Eight of Wands might be telling you that you need to speak up. With this Mercurial energy here, you might need to speak up for yourself. What's going on with this rest in peace when it comes to the loss of someone that you've been struggling with? And something's flipped. The Six of Wands. Could be somebody you really admired, you really looked up to. Leo, Jupiter energy. Something could have happened in the last 6 days. The Ace of Pentacles. Some of you could have gotten an inheritance through a loss with this Ace of Pentacles here, or you're just rebuilding. You could just be rebuilding here. I just heard the words partner in crime. Like, somebody could have been your partner in crime. It could be a parent. It could be a child. It could be a sibling. It could be a friend, a colleague. There's somebody here that feels like you really looked up to them. They were really an inspiration to you with the Six of Wands energy. Okay, so we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. That equates to 1 year. So something could have happened within the last year. You got the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is the feeling of being defeated. Aquarius, Venus. Wow. Yeah, it's like wanting to just quit, wanting to give in. What else? You got the Page of Pentacles. Well, y'all got some good financial news coming in. Let me see what this card says. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We are in Taurus season, and a lot of times when I pull cards that are all the signs, as these two are, I mean, all the element, that particular element, which this would be Earth. I feel like whatever is the next season, or the season we're in, obviously is Taurus season. The Page of Pentacles always gives me more Taurus energy than Virgo or Capricorn, but it's all three. So we are in Taurus season right now, It feels like some good financial opportunity is coming in with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. They represent good news regarding earthly matters, regarding your finances. So I'm going to read this again. You may have recently gone through a traumatic experience where you have lost someone dearly. This Five of Swords, like I said, it doesn't have to be that somebody passed away. This could be that you just thrown in the towel with someone. You called it quits. And maybe this is somebody that you really looked up to, you really admired, you really enjoyed their company, being with them. Somebody could be in the spotlight here. The Six of Wands is somebody in the spotlight. Could be big on social media. Or this is just a person you had a lot of admiration for. You adored this person and maybe something happened, if it's not an actual death. So it says here, it's been hard and difficult to move on from, and at times it seems like life is standing still without them. Yeah, you see this man here. He's not able to move. He's sitting here at the bottom of the card. And like, look at how gloomy it looks around him. And he's just sitting here. What else? Your loved one wants you to know you will forever have a guardian angel by your side, and they want you to live your best life. Well, I feel like they could be sending you a financial blessing, because this is good money coming your way. Good luck, health improving for some of you, especially if you've been dealing with something that's been making you feel a bit run down. This is good financial news. Something to put like some spark back into your life here. Okay, so this is what you need to know. Let me see what's going on with this stuck energy. Do not allow your quote-unquote downfall to dictate your future. So whatever you've been through, whatever this ending has been, you have to realize it's not the end of the story for you. Because the Death card does represent death and rebirth, endings and new beginnings. So it's a cycle. It's about shedding old skin and becoming new. You see the butterfly here. So going through a metamorphosis, a period of transition is what this is. What is this? The Death card. So for some of you, it's actually the loss of someone that really has been keeping you stuck. Scorpio energy. Or it's the end of something. Yeah, Tower moment. See, this is about course correction. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger is what this message is here. So they want you to pick up the pieces. They want you to understand that whatever you couldn't change, it was out of your control. It was God's say, God's doing. And it's just kind of one of those things that you have to just adjust to. Because the Tower means that something is fragile. And it could be somebody's health, you know, that was fragile. And they're just telling you here that it wasn't your fault, or there was nothing that could be done. There was no other ending that could have been except what was. Okay. So this is kind of like accepting what God allows and just let the chips fall where they may. And although, yeah, it's hard. Scorpio and Aries energy is here. It says here, learn from your mistakes and take hold of your life. There is more to your journey than meets the eye. Yeah. Okay, what is going on here? So what is coming? Because the Tower is destroyed, or there's an ending here that makes way for something better. You got the Three of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this could even be showing me an addiction that you have, or that you have overcome, or that you're trying to overcome. Cancer, Mercury energy, and then you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is stuck energy, and it says here downfall and stuck. But this is overthinking, and this means that you have free will. Nothing is really holding you back besides your own overthinking, is what they're telling you here. Gemini, Jupiter energy. Yeah, this is like self-imposed limitations or self-imposed prison, negative thoughts, a victim mentality, feeling trapped, powerless, feeling like a victim. Something could have happened 3 months ago. 3 months ago would have been what? February? Something could have happened at the beginning of February. Some of you are going to realize in the month of, actually the end of May. This card is connected to the end of May. Let me make sure I'm right. What is this? The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is May 21st through May 30th. So even though I'm looking at this week, these are the things that are shaping up more so to play out at the end of the month for you, May 21st through May 30th. For some of you, though, there's something here about not wanting to get out of the house. Yeah, look at this. You went from the Eight of Swords to the Nine of Swords. That means that like negative thoughts are growing. They're getting worse for somebody. So this talks about anxiety, despair. It's a dark night of the soul. Talks about not sleeping, being up at night, worrying. Could even be migraines for some of you. Because I do see the tower as being connected to, yeah, it's connected to bones, as is the death card, are connected to our skeletal system. But they're also in our teeth. But it's also connected to, for me, this represents an ego death. As does the death card. But you see how the crown, and I always see this as the head, is blowing off. And I've talked to you all about this before. For some of you, there's a person here. I don't know if they, unalive themselves or something. We've talked about this several times, and it comes out a lot. So for some of you, that might be what it is. I feel like some of you are survivors, though, essentially is what this is saying. Somebody could even have survivor's remorse, is what I just heard. There could be some shame associated with something. I don't know if it's that, the shame card is here, regret, remorse, and this is also bad mouthing, and this is showing up with this energy here of being worried about people's opinions of you. So just be mindful of that this week. Yeah, like isolating yourself. And whenever I get the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords, I feel like somebody's circadian rhythm is thrown off, and like they're sleeping during the day and up at night. So I don't know if somebody's sleep pattern is just thrown off. It's like a lot of reflecting on something that happened in the past, and it feels like a relationship. There's either a lover here that has crossed over. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be a Taurus person. Or there's somebody that you really looked up to that gave you a lot of guidance that has crossed over. Yeah, look at the grief card. The Five of Cups. That's 5 months. Could have been 5 months ago. And then you got the High Priestess. For some of you, this could even be a godmother, a grandmother. It could be a wife. Could be anybody, really. You're about to get good financial news. That's what I will tell you this week. Look for some good financial news. It could just be literally finding some money that you hid from yourself unintentionally. Could be a new job offer with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles does talk about education. He is a student, he or she. So this could be for some of you getting financial aid for you or your child to go to school. That could be the good news that you're getting. Could be something happening online. But I think I'm going to leave it there, y'all. I don't think there's anything. I know y'all like to hear about love. Let's pull some love cards. Let's do that. For those of you who want to know about love, what do you need to know about love right now? In the tarot, you got the Knight of Swords. Some of you have somebody, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, strong Gemini. This is Gemini, Saturn, who is about to take action towards you that you haven't been hearing from. And then the Two of Cups. And they're coming with like some romantic intentions, whoever this person is. All right, Cancer, Venus, and then you got the Four of Cups and the Page of Cups. Some of you are rejecting, you're rejecting an apology or this advance from this person. I'm seeing Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Cancer, Moon, that can mean something. And then you got Libra here. Remember I said Maya at the beginning, she's a Libra. So there could be a Libra person. This Libra person, though, might be somebody new coming towards you. This Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, yeah, somebody's watching you. Could be at work. Could be a Capricorn person, a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini person. But there's two people showing up in your energy. Actually, I feel like this past person could be a Gemini, a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. It could be anybody. There's a situation where you're going to find like the person that you're meant to be with. You could be in an interracial relationship. But this is showing two women's hands that could be significant. But I feel like there are two people here. There's somebody that you're rejecting that could be wanting to apologize to you, because that's what these cards are showing me. Someone from your past apologizing and you're like, no. Or for some of you, you could be waiting for a past person to get it together, and there's a new love offer here. There's two people showing up in your energy. That's what I will tell you. I feel like strong air, strong water. And I'm also seeing earth as well, especially a Capricorn. All right, y'all, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all the next time. Somebody feels like they're watching you and they have a crush on you. They could be saying something to you this week. Peace, y'all.